So here we are on we're on the Watsonville Slough Farms property, which is owned by the Land Trust of Santa Cruz County. And it's located right in the center of the Watsonville Slough system, which is the state's third largest coastal freshwater wetland complex. It's a really unique environment. It supports over 23 different native plants and animals that are threatened, endangered, and species of special concern, and 6 different fingers of freshwater sloughs that eventually drain to the Monterey Bay.
There's been a focus in the Watsonville Slough area since the early 2000s in terms of identifying high priority restoration parcels and projects. And so it was a really wide group of individuals and agencies that came together to develop the conservation plans for the property.
So here we are standing in front of what was found in in 2008, 2009 to be the only known breeding habitat for California red-legged frogs, which is a federally listed threatened frog species. It was the only known breeding site within the entire Watsonville wetlands complex. So it's a really unique pond that we have here. So this property is incredibly unique in that it was purchased with state funding. And kind of the charter for that funding was that this property serve as a demonstration site for how agriculture and natural resource management, environmental restoration could be both compatible, but also mutually beneficial.
Yeah, it was great working with the farmers on the property. It was a really unique opportunity. Most of the time you don't have the opportunity to discuss what resources are there or opportunities are there with people who are farming the land, who may have been farming the land for decades. So it was a really unique opportunity to hear about resource issues or constraints to what we might be proposing that we wouldn't have known otherwise.
For the last almost 10 years, we've worked to demonstrate that how those practices work well together, to form partnerships between conservationists and farmers and growers, and figure out how to make those two practices work as best as we can right here in this location.
The way it looked in the beginning was basically an agricultural field. And from what we saw today, where we have almost mature willows and oaks and all kinds of other vegetation, it looks incredible. It looks better than I ever could have imagined it. And I hope that all the other projects that we do eventually in this area look the same.